As the student slowly opened his eyes, he found himself witnessing a tense moment. Chiron had managed to dodge an attack, but he was now falling due to the ruined routine. Chiron, though not in an ideal position and exhausted, was determined not to lose consciousness. He mustered all his focus and managed to get back on track. Meanwhile, the 5th grade students were taken aback by the unusual movements of the 7th grade students. Some speculated that it was intentional, as if he had planned to collide with Chiron, with one person blocking his path and another attacking from the side. This tactic apparently negated the advantages of teleportation, instantaneous movement, and interdimensional channel jumping. Thankfully, Chiron's quick reaction prevented a potentially disastrous outcome. At the same time, Mark saw an opportunity to take the lead and rushed forward. Confident in his abilities, he believed he could outperform even the 6th grade students, and considered himself a genius. However, Chiron understood that to surpass Mark, he needed to break his usual routine. Rather than increasing the teleportation distance recklessly, Chiron focused on enhancing his speed, aiming to be half a second faster than Mark. The spectators were captivated as they saw Chiron overtake Mark with the support of the cheering crowd. Yet Amy, keenly aware of Chiron's condition, worried that he should not push himself too hard with magic due to his physical condition. Worried girlfriend detected. At that critical moment, Mark noticed something incoming and dodged it. The bridge's impassable mechanism was activated, and a mysterious 10th level labyrinth emerged. Thad quickly rushed to the control room, realizing that there was no way to access the 10th level challenge. Sienna suggested halting the exam, but another teacher argued that it was an advancement test to the next 2 levels. Canceling it would disappoint numerous families. However, the headmaster questioned the validity of such a decision in such a situation and demanded an immediate stop to the exam. As Thad flew, he saw the signal indicating the exam had been suspended, anticipating the heap of problems that would land on his desk. Ted arrived at the door leading to the control desk only to find it locked, and he sensed that this was no mere coincidence. Attempting to use magic to open it, he sensed someone inside. He asked the person to open the door, threatening to blow it up if they refused. However, a voice, which turned out to be Maria's, responded that she didn't care since nobody would notice her absence anyway. She was tearful, claiming she didn't know what she had done. Eventually, she agreed to open the door, fearing severe consequences. Thad sympathized with her situation and let her handle it as she saw fit. Mark couldn't believe that the exam had been stopped, but he understood that this was his chance to defeat Chiron and prevent any backtracking. Determined to put an end to Chiron's schemes, Mark and Chiron ventured into the newly emerged labyrinth. Their actions shocked Sienna and even the headmaster, who worried about the dangers of continuing their match. The headmaster called for action to be taken to avoid further risks. Sienna panicked and questioned what Thad was doing, while the headmaster observed Chiron, recognizing a difference in his demeanor. The headmaster understood that rushing and being driven by greed would lead Chiron astray in the labyrinth. The students watched in panic while being amazed that they were venturing into the professional-only 10th level. Chiron noticed the traps proliferating rapidly and struggled to keep up with their speed, making it difficult to avoid and counter them effectively, potentially exhausting his mental powers. Meanwhile, Mark persisted in navigating the maze with determination. He knew that both he and his competitor Chiron would likely be eliminated eventually. In this high-level challenge, the one who progressed the farthest would emerge victorious. Mark was eager to impress everyone and hoped that his remarkable skills would be recognized. With a burst of speed, he surged ahead, surprising Chiron with his techniques. On the other hand, Maria seemed less interested in the competition's outcome. Instead, she remained seated near the door, pondering its true purpose. Maria cried over her frustrations over being overtaken in class by someone younger, more talented, and a genius. Thad, who had already graduated from the academy, assured Maria that it wasn't all about competing against others. He shared his personal struggles, recalling a time when he was always last and stuck in the 5th grade for 5 long years. Despite facing setbacks, Thad's determination eventually paid off. Thad's experience also included a scolding from the headmaster for comparing himself to others, a lesson in self-erasure for aspiring wizards. Mark, lost in his thoughts, suddenly encountered a blocked path, welcoming his death. Panic set in, and he cried out for help. To everyone's surprise, Chiron swooped in to save him. Though unexpected, Chiron's action showcased that winning wasn't the only priority. There was more to be learned from this trial. As Chiron carried Mark, He analyzed the labyrinth's traps, attempting to decipher the pattern behind them. However, Chiron encountered a dead end, and he won't be able to move forward. He then decided to move backward, which impressed another student. Seeing that, the students started talking about how hardworking Chiron is to achieve such movements. They realized that they had been misunderstanding him all along. The students then started cheering on Chiron and giving him instructions, making the brown-haired student smirk. Amy can see that Chiron's motives extended beyond merely passing the exam. He seemed driven to grasp the true essence of magic. At that very moment, Thad was explaining to Maria that the competition was merely a means to reach the finish line faster. He assured her that moving slowly was normal since everyone who crossed the finish line would become magicians. Maria was moved to tears when she realized that the journey was far from over and that Thad would always be there to support her. The headmaster, who witnessed the whole scene, instructed the teachers to continue with the exam while taking full responsibility. Everyone's cheers roared, but Chiron was deeply focused, noticing how the traps appeared and moved as if they were alive. The chaotic movement pattern made it hard for him to predict anything, and his efforts to save Mark only worsened his own situation. Mark kept screaming for help, but Chiron knew he had to understand the entire structure and concentrate fully. Drawing from past experience, he realized that he could use the deviate form, prompting him to decide to accelerate through the traps and gaps of the labyrinth. Chiron's acceleration was so intense that even Mark passed out. The spectators are genuinely surprised. The headmaster couldn't comprehend what he was witnessing, knowing that danger can enhance abilities but has its limits. However, Chiron showed no sign of satisfaction or thirst for achievement. Teacher Estrella noticed Chiron's astounding focus, observing that his spirit zone's density was nearly 99.9%. Even in a trance-like state, Chiron could calculate his own movements accurately. Though impressed by Chiron's talent, Estrella couldn't help but worry about his safety this time. Chiron was determined to conquer the labyrinth, but the obstacles were so close together that teleportation wouldn't work effectively. He devised a plan to divide the challenge into tens, aiming to overcome each segment step by step. In the blink of an eye, he meticulously calculated every movement, teleporting like a bolt of lightning. When confronted with an obstacle that seemed impossible to pass, he ingeniously decided to break through it. Few comprehended Chiron's actions, but one student explained that by dividing a circle into parts, an infinite straight line emerged, and then splitting the distance into 1,000 segments. It wasn't about calculations but rather a profound sense, like clairvoyance. Chiron's level of mastery astonished everyone, seeing that he bent light when it was supposed to travel in a straight line. The brown-haired student explained that Chiron calculated how a straight line and a circle can go together. He claimed that Chiron divided the teleportation distance by 1 in 1,000, leaving everyone wondering if Chiron was merely a genius or something more. As Chiron continued onward, a new labyrinth appeared, known as the Dragon Maze. Meanwhile, Mark woke up and got shocked by the Dragon Maze, but Chiron needed to memorize the labyrinth sequence. Mark promised to be a better person as long as he was saved. Sienna followed Thad and asked what he was doing. Thad wondered what was wrong. Sienna exclaimed that Chiron and Mark were still in the labyrinth. Thad, in a panic, ran toward the control room. Estrella followed them too and exclaimed something about Chiron. Moments ago, Chiron faced the perilous Dragon Maze, which swallowed him and Mark whole. Everyone shouted in terror, and even the headmaster and the instructors wore expressions of fear. However, seconds ago, Chiron remained composed and calculated his moves at lightning speed. He reminded himself that he was still alive and could still get through the perilous situation. He calculated in 1,000th of a second and burst through the gaps. He then got to a dead end, and the dragon swallowed them. The crowd thought Chiron and Mark were lost, but the headmaster noticed something. A light kept bending through the dragon maze, and it successfully came out of the maze. Everyone can't believe Chiron did it, and our protagonist landed on the cliff with Mark as his baggage. Everyone can't believe what they just witnessed. Estrella then ran toward the control room. Feeling lost in thoughts, Chiron wondered what just happened since he couldn't remember anything. That shut down the system, and the other students marveled at how Chiron, who wasn't even an advanced student, conquered level 10. Chiron kept gasping for air and casually claimed that he almost died out there, making the others surprised by his carefreeness. Sariel cried as she couldn't believe that Chiron had safely passed the dangerous labyrinth. Although Amy thought Chiron was pretty cool, she believed those who succeeded through genuine effort would never show off or act pretentiously. Nevertheless, Chiron found himself surrounded by admirers, praising his achievement and acknowledging his advancement to a higher class. The sixth graders were bound to envy him. When Thad arrived with Sienna, they couldn't believe that Chiron had actually made it through. Thad tried to defend himself, stating that he had given his best, but Sienna, ever critical, claimed that Thad hadn't done much. Sienna insisted that they should verify with the headmaster who had truly won the race. The headmaster, however, didn't seem concerned. The headmaster was worried for nothing and thanked Chiron for showing him such great light. Thad, reflecting on the Milch family's specialty in light magic, felt a hint of jealousy toward Chiron's remarkable talent. He approached the headmaster and suggested that Chiron had ignited a new spark within the academy. The headmaster was equally captivated by Chiron's performance, which was reminiscent of his own past. The sight of Chiron triggered an intense desire within him, making him realize how long it had been since he felt such excitement. Addressing the students, the headmaster announced that only one person would pass the test and requested applause for the courageous candidate who might one day lead the world. It turned out to be Chiron who succeeded. Mark, though they had come to the challenge together, didn't question the result, as he had witnessed Chiron's genuine genius. Instead, he apologized to Chiron for misjudging him and confessed his involvement in the earlier conflict. Everyone also reflected upon Mark's words and apologized to Chiron, who had just become their senior. Chiron let out a ragged sigh and menacingly accepted their apologies. Although many found Chiron's demeanor intimidating, it was simply a result of fatigue. He was tired and desired rest. Sariel insisted that Amy approach him, but Amy turned around, thinking that it was her turn next since Chiron had proven himself. Chiron, however, in his tired state, shouted at Amy, declaring that he had indeed proven himself. Everyone got shocked, as they just witnessed something romantic between the fake lovers. Amy can only cry out of embarrassment. However, Chiron didn't remember anything after he woke up. Estrella, amazed by Chiron's accomplishment in the labyrinth, couldn't help but wonder how he managed to navigate through the level 10 labyrinth. Soon after, a disciplinary committee was opened. Maria obediently admitted her wrongdoings and asked for punishment. However, Chiron, Mark, and the control room caretaker pleaded not to punish Maria. The whole situation made the students guilty, and they started confessing their wrongdoings and their plans to interfere with Chiron's exam. Chiron can see that Mark really did take responsibility. The headmaster found it unfortunate, but as per regulations, disciplinary actions are hammered upon the students. However, Chiron also asked to receive it since he ignored the instructions to stop the exam and even put Mark in danger. The headmaster's head ached, not expecting this kind of situation to happen in his school, but everything turned out the way he expected. The students realized how they were blinded by competition, pride, and jealousy. To be an honorable mage, they confessed all their wrongdoings. Thad can only sigh out of relief and can't believe that they can teach students using this method. Thad can always remember how the headmaster taught him. The headmaster ended the disciplinary committee meeting. Students burst into tears as they felt like a heavy burden had been lifted from their shoulders. Mark properly apologized to Maria. While writing the proceedings, Sienna can't help but be amazed at how this situation became the first in the school's history where everyone was punished. The document shows that Maria and Mark got a 2-month suspension, while the rest got 1 month. Meanwhile, Chiron was only asked to write a letter of apology. Sienna can only remember how Chiron mentioned that he didn't want to lose during the race and had the drive to solve the maze. Despite looking docile, Sienna can't believe that Chiron is an aggressive boy. Her class list now includes Chiron in her 5th grade class. Chiron dreamed about the recent race exam as he traversed through the maze. He was technically erasing himself during the photonization. He was cutting himself into pieces and scattering them around the world. As he broke through the speed of light, Chiron knew that he had become infinite. As he reached further, the sound of the piano woke him up. He put on his uniform with a new class badge. He then noticed a notebook that Amy lent him, which proved to be useful for his self-study. He wanted to thank her after returning it during their combined class. Just then, he noticed something on the notes. Later at the combined class training hall, Chiron approached Amy with a basket of apples. Confused, Amy still accepted the apples, while Chiron apologized for seeing some random notes on Amy's notes. It turns out that Amy was only wondering if she would apologize to him. Apple, in Korean is also spelled as apologize. Amy ran away in embarrassment. After that, news of Amy easily advancing to the advanced class spread throughout the school. A month later, the 7 suspended students came back and apologized to Chiron. During combined classes, they would always reserve a seat for him. It seemed like they were still scared of Chiron. Just then, a girl asked if they could sit together. It was Seriel who got left behind by Amy. At first, she only planned to normally graduate, but after seeing Amy, she also felt like advancing her classes too. Chiron got flustered to hear that Amy was planning to be a soldier. It is quite peaceful nowadays, but Chiron worries when a war breaks out. Seriel explained that there are a lot of benefits for Magi despite being forced to participate. Seriel pointed out that Amy is suited to be an intelligence agent, which Chiron agrees with. Chiron recalled that once you are in 5th grade, you need to think of a path of specialty where you are good. After parting ways with Seriel, he got approached by Nade, the most sociable person in Class 5. His grades are average, but his unusual omnipotence lets him control lightning. Chiron can see that in each class, 5 students have their own unique traits. Just then, 2 classmates approached them. They need second opinions on something. Chiron can see that they are debating something serious. Chiron worries that he can't keep up with the intellectual debates that will happen. While Chiron was deep in thought, they asked who they liked more, Professor Sienna or Athela. Chiron was in deep shock. Nade can't believe they were asking that kind of question. He claimed that he was Team Sienna all the way. Chiron can't believe that these adolescent boys are having this kind of discussion. Chiron flinched as they asked for his opinion. The 3 classmates put pressure on him, but Chiron respected both professors. Just when he was going to answer, the other 2 classmates escaped. Nade told Chiron that he was not the reason they fled. He can see a rookie walking to warn them, who wondered what they were talking about excitedly. Nade gave a summary of the topic and introduced Chiron. Iruki then introduced himself, and Chiron suddenly remembered Iruki's voice. He once heard someone telling him not to hesitate if he wanted to be a mage. Chiron excitedly thanked Iruki for giving him advice back then. Iruki smirked and called Chiron boring. Nade suddenly intervened and scolded Iruki for his tone. Iruki then bid farewell as he warned Chiron that Class 5 is full of widows. Nade apologized to Chiron for Iruki's behavior. He explained that, despite being unique, Iruki is a genius. However, he was only a genius in a strange area. Just then, Iruki went to the image zone, and the others were worried that he might strip again. Iruki activated his spirit zone, and Chiron noticed how fluid and fast Iruki's deviate form was. Iruki smirked and snapped his fingers, turning the spirit zone into multiple, smaller parts. Athela just noticed what Iruki was doing. Everyone realized that they were targets. Iruki chanted an ignite spell, and everyone started to panic as they called Iruki crazy. However, Iruki quickly hit his targets and caused a huge explosion. Chiron was left dumbfounded as Iruki bade farewell again with style. However, Athela caught him and gave Iruki a 3-day suspension. Chiron can't believe Iruki specializes in deviating spirit forms and igniting magic. Iruki was indeed weird and unsociable. He is considered a genius, but he only specializes in one side. He got a savant syndrome that made him the king of calculative physics. He can calculate almost everything and can recite the value of pi for the rest of his life if he wants to. However, for those subjects that don't use math, professors scolded him for bringing math to their subjects, like literature. Chiron was oddly impressed by Iruki. Nade shared that the professors had already given up on Iruki. Still, he can't believe Chiron was curious about Iruki. Chiron was only worried. Just then, a girl approached them, making the 2 boys nervous. A girl shyly asked if Chiron would like to join their research group since they saw how amazing Chiron's photon eyes was. Chiron apologized since he still had nothing to pitch in as research material for teleportation magic. The girl feels sad but asks Chiron to approach her anytime in case he changes his mind. Nade thought it was a waste since that research group was outstanding, but he understood Chiron because he already got Amy. Chiron knew that he was still lacking in many ways, looking at his bad grades. Chiron then wondered if Nade had a research group. Nade casually confessed that he was the president, making Chiron feel insignificant. Nade nervously explained that he was forced to be one since the seniors had already graduated, leaving 2 members behind. Hearing that it was full of graduated seniors, Chiron got interested. After classes, Nade brought Chiron to his research group's lab. It was a magic storage room named Istis, which stores all school equipment with an automatic, cutting-edge system. Chiron suddenly felt disappointed, but Nade told him to look inside first. The two stepped inside as another student was busy writing calculations on a chalkboard inside. Nade shared how the seniors protected the place since other groups were also eyeing it. He exclaimed that the structure changes every time an item is taken. It means that no one can find them inside the cube's maze. Chiron realized that it was a hideout that no one could discover. Nade then welcomes Chiron to the Science of Supernatural Spirits research room. It felt weird for Chiron since they are in a magic academy. Nade explained that they research all about spirits, ghosts, aliens, gods, and the like. Just then, a chalk dust explosion came out of the room, and inside, Iruki was busy writing on the chalkboard. Nade explained that Iruki only joined to disprove the existence of supernatural beings. Iruki noticed them, and right off the bat, he started a scientific discussion with Chiron about atoms. Iruki wondered what would happen to atoms if they were broken down further, and Chiron answered in a hurry that they might show hidden energy. Strangely enough, Iruki agrees that Chiron was correct. Iruki then mentioned that the hidden energy might be powerful enough to blow up a city and asked Chiron what would happen afterward. Chiron answered that people would be injured. Iruki claimed that there's no need to think about those insignificant things and instead focus on the hidden energy. Chiron got mad and reminded Iruki that the headmaster told them to be mindful of the effects of magic on Earth, especially the safety of others. Iruki called Chiron boring again and claimed that maids should pursue what was needed to pursue. Chiron exclaimed not to use her genius to harm others. However, Iruki confessed that he doesn't like idealism. Chiron called Iruki's logical reasoning garbage. A worried club president tried to calm down the two who were having an emotional debate. Chiron went to the exit, and Nade got worried because Chiron doesn't know the way out. Iruki scoffed and claimed that one would be an idiot if they couldn't get out. Nade scolded Iruki for making Chiron mad. Iruki confessed that he got worked up since he considered Chiron his rival. Nade can't believe a man who only knew numbers uses the word rival. Iruki then mentioned Chiron's advancement exam, and Nade wondered what to make of it. Iruki then asked Nade how fast they needed to think in order to get through the dragon maze. Iruki knew that it was impossible to get through the level 10 labyrinth unless you had divided time. In Chiron's case, he divided a second into 10,000. Nade can't help but be shocked. Iruki laughs hysterically as he claims that the mystery of insight is that no amount of conscious calculation can defeat the speed of intuition. Iruki wondered if it was Nade. Nade realized that it was all about the battle between calculations and insights. To confirm that, they have the upcoming speed gun test. The next day, everyone worries about the test, but they are more curious about Chiron's performance in it. With a speed gun, you use active magic and gain points by hitting targets. Mages who have healing or support magic can also join. They need to go through different levels with quick and precise magic. In that case, Chiron cheerfully asked Professor Sienna what to do since he couldn't use active magic. However, Sienna teasingly commended Chiron's written performance instead. She apologized and gave Chiron a hint. The knowledge area of a specialist. Chiron suddenly realized that he currently specializes in photonization theory. He didn't know that there was an active magic for photonization theory. Chiron hoped that it would be something cool. Sienna gave Chiron 2 books about photons, and he quickly browsed the contents. However, the photon output was only recently discovered. Chiron claimed that she was bound to fail the speed gun test. Sienna knew that photon output might be useless on the surface, but its future is bright. Well, literally, since it was light, get it? Sienna explains that light is the fastest thing in the world, and linear things are easy to control. The ivory tower was already considering using photon output for innovation in communications. It will be a great field of research in the future. Chiron agrees and can see that it was better to master it in advance. Trusting Sienna's words, Chiron believed that it would be fun to study. However, no matter what he did, Chiron failed to control photon output at his current level.
That concludes part 5 of this recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. What will happen next? If you would like to see a part 6 of this manhwa, let us know in the comments section below. Till next time.